Welcome back. I hope things are well. Xogue here, coming at you with episode 3 on the Bare Roots server. First thing, my stuff has moved. So this is the last time we're going to be starting an episode on this island. And there are quite a few other changes on the server. And I want to run you through a bunch of those before we get into today's project. Cows. They didn't move. I really didn't want to go through that hassle. So the area outside my base likes to spawn mobs. Who'd have thought? So I mowed just because I'm not one of the people who like the grass look. And I lit up the area without calculating anything. I just kind of threw down a whole bunch of torches. Just like that. So the first thing I want to point out about my base is that the corners are done. Before they were kind of empty. I told you how they looked like they were empty, but I liked the little design that was there. Still have that little design with the, green blocks. But now it looks more full and I have the anvil. And the reason that's empty up top is because it's supposed to be like this with 2 of them. So when the bottom one is done, the next one falls into place. The next thing is that slime blocks. We do play on snapshots. 14W21B now. Pressure plates. 2 sets. And the server saved the world. So let me show you how this works. Boop. Love them slime blocks. Full enchanting setup. Bed. So, I left part of this open just so I could explain it to you. It looks a lot more complicated than it should have to be, and in reality it is, but that's because I wanted some different functionality for it. For example, if I'm running back and forth between, in here, I come from one of these chests and I want to go straight across, I'm liable to run over a couple of pressure plates. I didn't want to hear this thing bouncing up and down, so the way I've set it up is that the first set of pressure plates unlocks the second one. And then that's what activates, the piston that pops the slime blocks up. And the way I did that, boop, is with this system. So yeah, the pressure plates goes into this diminisher clock, and basically it just acts like a pulse lengthener. So it stays up long enough for me to get onto this pressure plate and over there. Fairly simple concept. There's plenty of these design, well, pretty much this design with more or less comparators. But they're out there. You can look for them if you're curious about them. And then it shoots into this piston, which pushes this block forward. And you can just barely see the redstone that's underneath those pressure plates. So this block is going to be pushed into this slot, allowing this redstone to go into the block, which allows that repeater to take that signal and put it into the dropper. Where's my path up? Here we go. So that dropper is part of a monostable circuit. It has a hopper facing into it. So there is a single item in the dropper, and when it receives signal, it shoots it into the hopper, and there's a comparator attached to the hopper that is outputting a signal into a piston which bounces these up. So right now, if I were to walk on those pressure plates, this block isn't there, so that signal isn't going anywhere. But if I were to hit these, the clock goes and then diminishes. And once it gets low enough, then it retracts the block. So if I step on this first, and then I hit this, it bounces. I think it's a neat little design. The next thing is that the portal. I had a buddy come over. He was asking where my portal was. He wanted to see, my base. And I couldn't show it to him because I hadn't picked a spot for my portal. The idea behind it is because the base is completely symmetrical at the moment, and the portal, unless I want to make 2, it's kind of a one-of-a-kind kind of thing. It needed to be in the middle to retain the symmetrical properties of the base. So instead of putting it on the roof where I think it would look tacky, I created a basement. Portal. Now these portals, there's 4 of them. The reason I did 4 of them is because there really isn't a center point. No matter where I put a single portal, it's going to be off center, and that bothered me, so I just made 4 of them. Next thing, since I have 4 of them, I'm going to get, it's not going to be a lot, but it's going to be more pigmen than I want wandering around, you know, my base. So the ladders prevent them from getting up into the base, and they kind of stay down here. And the idea of pigmen being down here actually plays a little bit into the feel that I want to go for down here. I want it to be like a creepy basement kind of thing. So I'm thinking, you know, the mossy and cracked stone bricks along with some of the regular ones. Maybe some kind of design on the walls. I'm not sure exactly yet, but that's the kind of idea I'm going for. And the whole creepy thing, I think walking pigs with swords, I think it'll add to it. So the times I actually have those, it'll work out pretty well. Next thing is that I have my mine. Now there's 4 of them, again, just because I like symmetrical. Probably OCD, but it's Minecraft. So I can fall down here. Water. There's 2 of them here. 1 would be enough for that height, but I put 2 just in case. So this is a strip mine. I moved it from the island. The island one is bigger. I haven't really done a whole lot here yet, but I will be. And you notice I don't have any ladders, but there is a portal. So if I go in this portal, and then I'm here, which I'll go through this in a minute. Patience. And then I go back. It's a one-way portal, which I find really cool. I like the idea of using them. Yeah, I have to go into the nether and wait a few seconds, but it's still better than climbing a ladder all the way to the top. Maybe later I'll do some kind of ender pearl thing for these, just as an alternate method, but for now, I think this works out pretty well. So the next thing that I want to show is a couple things that I've done in base. Now before, my portal was actually down there. And I moved it up here just because it's closer to the y-axis of the spawn portal. And I actually, you know, in the overworld, I moved my portal, so it needed new coordinates. The abode of Xogue. So then the mesa biome that before I just kind of ran straight to, there's a path and it goes all the way down. I'm not going to go down there. It would take too much time. But it's really easy to follow. I mean, you'll kind of get the gist of it when you go there. And here, I don't have a sign, but this is to spawn, which is where we're going next. And this tunnel is really long when you're running through it. So you can jump, get through it a little bit quicker, but you also deplete the hunger bar really fast too, which is also why it's only 2 high, because it helps a lot with that. And we're at the end ish. Oh, hunger gone. And run. Okay, so to my base. Signs are useful. Corvus should take a note. But yeah, this is to Corvus's base. I don't think he's finished digging everything out or finished his base. But I don't know. We'll visit that later. Right now, this is the portal to spawn. Little block just in case somebody wants to try to go the wrong way once they come through here. I think it's nighttime. So the first thing to note is that the enchanting setup is no longer over there. It's actually in this house that Corvus made. Very nicely done, Corvus. Props, because it is a very nice little build. And I like it. Got some books, got some lapis. Yeah, you can have some of my lapis. And yeah, it's a nice little thing. And then you go over here. Make sure you close the doors. And then you have the sugarcane farm, which isn't so much of a farm in the sense of Minecraft farms, but it technically they're all on one plot. I'm going to call it a farm. Then you have Sarge's 1-stack house. It's 1 stack of blocks shaped like a house. Got his horse. And that is the amazing thing that Anomaly is building. It's going to take a lot of time. I wanted to get a shot of it once it was done, but it seems like it's taking a lot longer than I expected it to. So we'll do this, and I'll have to come back later for the finished design and show that to you as well. Over there, that's the chicken pen. There's a lot of chickens over there. At least there was. And then off in this direction, little bit. Keep going. Has to be nighttime. This is a little house. This is a spawn house that Corvus is selling. And I considered it, but I really want to take a crack at making a small little base for myself as well. Let's not do that so we don't break the doors. And then if we keep going over in this direction, and I think I just left that door open. Woo! Leave me alone, Skelly. I'm trying to get through this quick. I don't have time to kill you right now. See this little pixel art thing? Now this is, Barty Kantz made this. That's his storage hut. I'm not going to go snooping just yet. Barty's horse. And his pixel art zombie head. And what this is that he found a zombie spawner that he converted into this. And it's now an XP farm. Rotten flesh. Rare drops. Warning, do not AFK. Babies escape. And the server saved the world again. So the idea is that you can stop them from coming in by flipping this lever. And you push a button, and there's no lava bucket in there right now. But the idea is that there's a lava bucket in there that will cook them just long enough so you can punch them a couple times and they die. So we're going to come back out of here. And so, I believe that concludes the tour. I don't think I forgot anything. I'm not going to visit anybody's houses just yet, because I think they're all still constructing them. So I don't want to give away any kind of spoilers. I want them to show off their own bases in their own videos first. Hi, Enderman. Thank you. Ender Pearl? Awesome. Hi, Spider. Alright. So, what we've got planned for today is actually... I don't want to step on Barty's toes or anything, but it is another XP farm. It's something that I made in episode 2 of my XOGUIVERSE series. And it's a Pigmen farm. Now, it's not a gold farm like you see overworld gold farms or things like that. This is actually a construction built in the nether that uses the Pigmen's mechanics against them. When you hit a Pigmen, they all chase you. And then if you funnel them into a collection plate, you can kill them all. And it just kind of works out pretty well. So, I'm going to build that kind of a design in the nether, and at least in the XOGUIVERSE series, it also gave a bunch of gold, a bunch of magma cream, a bunch of gas tiers. Like, I believe I had, by episode 3, I had like 42 gas tiers. And it was just insane. It was, in my opinion, worth it. Now, it's not better than, you know, the Enderman XP farm or, you know, the Overworld Gold farm, anything like that. But it combines all of them together and you get a decent amount of all of them. And you can build it pretty much right when you get into a world. You don't need all this specialized equipment or anything. So, I think it's pretty cool. So we're going to get into that. And I believe I'm going to have a couple people helping me. Corvus, I believe, is going to help. And so is Anomaly. Welcome to the Corvonian province. I wish I had an Ian name. Xogian? That could work. But we're over here at Corvus's village base thing. He's just kind of set up here. Blocked a few villagers in. Spruce cheese. My favorite. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Standard village. He's modified it a little bit. He's got his little working station chest area thing over here. He's got his farms. He's got his cows over there. And I believe, if I'm correct, Corvus, this is where your base will be?
This is where my base was.
Yeah, the server. We recently switched hosts, and there was a glitch that kind of set the server back a few hours. And unfortunately, Corvus's base kind of fell within that range of time. So he now has to rebuild it.
I don't mind too much. It was a horrible miscounting that I did.
Well, second chances. They don't come around very often.
No. Like, you know, if I didn't have to rebuild this base, my base would forever be one too small.
Yeah. True story.
She gets
So-
some shirt.
Some shirt.
Yep, some shirt.
Perfect English. I love it. Okay, so the idea of what we're going for is that it needs to be ideally a 64 by 64 block flat area. In my Zocraft world, I made it, and it took forever. A whole lot of digging, and I don't want to do that again. Ooh. This.
Oh yeah, this seems like a good area.
This is
May
a
have
very
to
good
block up
area.
that lava lake, but
Oh, yeah. It'll be a little bit dangerous, but there's only a couple of them. But it's definitely very, very nice. Yeah, we found the area. I've got to do some measuring. I've got to fill in lava lakes, tear those mountains down potentially, or slab them or something, depending on where they are going to be in reference to the actual build. But yeah, I think this is Wither Skelly Skull. Corvus got
oh
one.
yeah, I've got that on, don't I?
Yes, you do. Corvus has his skull. And I died, in case you didn't witness my hotbar. I got my diamond shovel, my worker pick, and my diamond chest plate back, as long as, you know, as well as my glowstone dust, my torches, my food, a couple other things. But thanks to Corvus, he went down and got my stuff, gave it back to me, so thanks for that, Corvus. Cows climbing trees. What is this world coming to? Anywho, we did find the area in the nether to build out the zombie pigmen farm thing. Now, in my Zocraft series, I actually dug out the area. And I believe I mentioned I did not want to do that again. That was probably the biggest pain I have ever gone through in Minecraft. Because it was a huge area that needed to be dug out. I didn't think through it clearly enough in my Zocraft series. But here it should go by much smoother, just because I know everything that I know. Because in Zocraft, I cleared it out, then I did research on Pigmen, realized that you know, things needed to change, and this and that, and I just kind of learned as I went. Now I know it all, so I already found the decent area. It should go by pretty quick. It shouldn't have any issues with getting everything done that needs to be done in a single episode. So, next episode, you should see the completed build. Maybe I'll even run through it a little bit. Not sure. Maybe Anomaly will. We'll see. But the area is very nice. It has huge, high ceilings, walls that are really far away, you know, mostly flat. Won't be too much trouble to actually flatten the rest of it out. And those mountain thingies might get in the way. I might have to remove those or slab them or something, but we'll find out. And yeah, we'll just kind of play with it. It might slowly develop. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure that it's eventually just going to be done. One of these times I'm just going to run down there and you're going to see it and it's just going to be, huh, he finished it. So, yeah. But I believe it will be a big help to the server because currently the only XP farm we have is that zombie one that Barty Khan's made, which it's not bad. You know, it uses a spawner. It's pretty decent. You know, when it's set up right, it has the lava bucket. But I think this is much better because the mobs come to you in greater volumes and, you know, they come to you. You don't have to worry about water buckets or anything. And as I believe I mentioned, since the area is, you know, it's a huge flat area, as you're clearing out mobs, you know, you're opening up other spawnable space for other... I love that, by the way. That's just awesome. I'm going to do it again real quick. You know, as you're killing zombie pigmen, you're opening up spawnable space for other mobs such as ghasts and magma cubes as well. Which means you're going to get a lot of, you know, ghast tears and magma cream, as well as the gold from zombie pigmen. You know, the experience. It's just, it's a good all-in-one kind of a thing that you can build very, very early in the game because you really don't need a whole lot. You need a single diamond pickaxe to get some obsidian to get to the nether. And other than that, you just need a few iron pickaxes, dig out an area or find an area, you know, however you want to do it. You know, like I mentioned, we found one because it's a lot easier that way, but you could make one. And then you build out what you're about to see in the next episode. And it really is just that easy. It's really not that difficult. But yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be good. And another benefit is that most farms, as you know, like the Enderman farm, you can punch them to death because they fall so far. Or the Overworld Gold farm, you can just, you know, automate the killing process completely so you don't have to worry about using any durability on any of your items. Now here you do a little bit, but it's not as bad as you might expect just because these zombie pigmen do drop their swords. So you use yours a few times and then you start getting gold swords and you can use them on them. And that's actually a better thing because the more hits you get on a zombie pigman, the more chances, you know, the longer it will take, which sounds bad, but it gives more chances for more to spawn, which means you're getting more hits on zombie pigmen and, you know, more chances to anger those that spawn. And if you followed any of that, basically it just means a more steady stream of pigmen falling into the trap. Or if you kill them all in one hit, you're not going to anger any of them. You won't anger them at all, and you'll have to go up top several times to collect them all. So, you know, there might be a few less efficient things going on in this farm, but they also in a way help to make it more efficient as well, which doesn't really make sense. It's kind of an oxymoron, but hey, it works. So I do want to thank Corvus because, as I mentioned, I died, or as you saw, I died, and he went and got my stuff. And if I would have died going down to get it, I probably would have been pretty upset. More upset than I already was. So, yeah, thanks to Corvus. He got my stuff. He gave it back. The stuff that I didn't lose in lava anyway. He also helped me find the location for the zombie pigman thing. So, go check him out. I might have a link to his channel in the description of this video. Go see what he's got to offer. He's a good dude, great builds. Sometimes forgets words, but hey, who doesn't? So go check him out. Pretty sure you're gonna like it. However, that's about it. If you like it, click the like button. You want to see more, subscribe. Other things, comment, share, favorite, do what you do. I'll see you in the next video.